Good morning, this is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com. Welcome to my pre-market game plan for the major future indices, gold and oil for today, Tuesday. It is March 14th, 2017. It is 8:47 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're getting a flush bar all the way to the downside, setting support for today, 20,768. And we have current resistance at 20,840 area. We broke below multi-day support level at 20,787, and needless to say that we broke below yesterday's low, and also we're very close to triggering a weekly sell, which means that more dynamic action to the downside may occur throughout the day today. Now, how much follow-through we may get based on that weekly sell, we're going to have to wait and see, because don't forget, tomorrow is the FOMC day, and we have even today a jam-packed day with economic releases. And even tomorrow, going into FOMC, we have a lot of economic releases that are going into FOMC that 2 o'clock to 2:30 time frame, when we will find out whether or not we're going to get a rate hike. So for today, we have established a low here at 20,768, and I think that 20,800 is going to be the area in play today. As long as we will stay below 20,800, we can potentially look for more downside, and there is a lot of downside to it, because the next support level that we see is at 20,700, and that is the next support area on the daily chart, based on the February 24th low that was established then. So far we're sitting on a lot of support area right here, exactly where we're trading, 20,780 all the way to 20,770. So this is the area. This is the possible bounce area. Obviously, if we're going to bounce above this resistance area at 840, we might have a chance of continuing higher into the 20,879. But as you can see here, there are some contracts that are easing out before the FOMC meeting. Not many. So the interest is still high. And looking at this bottoming tail here, all the dips are still getting bought, smaller or much steeper. They're still getting bought off these support levels right here. These might be HFTs. These might be institutional traders that are still hanging out to those active positions, and they're bringing the price back up. So with that in mind, we remain relatively neutral towards bearish for the mini Dow. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 is maintaining its support level, so it is stronger than the Dow. It's not giving up profits. We're still on a large level of support here, 2,360, and we have resistance, first layer of resistance, 2372, and we have the resistance cap at 2376.77. So as long as we maintain these support levels, we're still gonna look to play the range. So it's pretty much going to be a range day as long as we don't fall below 2360 into this area, and also the 2357, I would say 2357 to 2358. This is the support level. So as long as we maintain these levels, we're pretty much, S&P 500 is going to be sideways. Projection to the downside, it may correct into 2350, but no more than 2350 for the day today. A steeper follow through can happen after FOMC, but I don't think today we have the catalyst to move price that much to the downside, but we'll see. Again, the line in the sand is going to be at 2370, because if we break and 2370 and 2372, these 2 points are going to be decisive on whether the price is going to continue higher. And if we're going to continue higher, we have a clear void to 2380 and 2400, but this is going to be the line in the sand. As long as price will jump to 2370, 2372, that's when we will look for a long position. So for the time being, we will look for buys off support area or shorts off these resistance areas like so. It's going to be a tough day because we cannot trade with the trend. We don't have a strong trend in place on small time frames because for the last five to six trading sessions, we have been sideways, and this is pretty much the range. From here, this is support, this is resistance. So it's going to be very, very tough. All right, let's take a look at NQ. NQ was definitely the strongest yesterday and was the one that was holding the most overnight, hitting an all-time high by a little bit, by 0.5. So 5,400.5 right here established at 6 o'clock, right at the new open of the trading session. Broke below the range 23.95. Price followed through all the way to support area 53.81. So like I said, nothing aggressive off the open immediately because we need to see if today is going to be one of the range days that we can play support resistance. Obviously, we do have some room here to play the range. So let's hope that it's not going to be a day like yesterday when we had this huge spike up at 9 o'clock. We had this, and actually that came in at 9:30, and it took price from 53.84 to 53.95 all in one shot. And then we had a very narrow 2 hours going into noon, and then at noon we had a flush to the downside, back to the upside, not testing the prior high, and then in the afternoon it was just really junk price action. So today, maybe we get more, we will get more clues as to whether this is going to be the range for the day or if we're going to get a breakdown. If we're going to get a breakdown, NQ is going to be a little bit tougher because we're going to have to wait for the price to break 53.80 in order to continue lower. And the next price target is going to be 53.70, 53.60, 53.45, and 53.30. These are going to be targets. Short term, obviously, and medium term as well. Let's take a look at Russell. And Russell has been one of the strongest indices yesterday, and it was one that really was looking to reverse on the day. It actually triggered a daily buy, fooled everybody in, and then to follow through to the downside in early session today. 1360 back into the support area, and you can see the shadow that the price left. So there was some buyers at the support level. So that means that support levels are still being bought even for intraday, not only for longer term. For a long position, I've received quite few messages asking about a possible bullish reaction in these indices, and I've mentioned when we can look for a bullish scenario in the S&P 500 and Nasdaq and in E-mini down. Well, in Russell, you would need the price to trade well over 1370 in order to become bullish for the day, and you're going to look for a first target into the 72, 75 area, 77, and back into the 1380. And let me remind you that 1380 is also resistance on the daily chart, and then 1390. So far, we're trading in a range, and the range is between 1360 and 1373. So this is pretty much the range that we will have to pay attention to throughout the day today. Once again, this wick to the bottom suggests that we're having more price action that is coming in at support level. Let's take a look at gold. And gold has been sideways throughout the day yesterday. We actually had a trade in gold yesterday that triggered and stopped us out, and then it followed through to the downside in the overnight session, visiting the 1200 support area once again. Now, in this scenario, breaking the 1200 area, it becomes a little difficult to pinpoint a trade here because it triggered a daily. So today's price action triggered the daily low, which means that it may have more downside to it, and possibly the price may go back and visit 1194. However, London session price action proved the contrary as to the price breaking above yesterday's trading session high. So that remains a little bit on the choppy side because we have a wider range in price and we don't have a definite direction. And when we don't have a definite direction, we can definitely not take a decision. We can become bullish only if the price remains above 1205, 1206 area, and we have room to continue into 1210. 1210. However, short positions are going to be a little bit to the choppy side since we are trying to change the trend right here at 1200. But if we get a break of 1200, obviously I will look for more downside. But we're going to look at this cluster for clues right here. If the price is going for very short term, if the price is going to remain above 1203, and 1202 for a stop. The price may continue higher, like I said, into the 1205, 1206, and may have some room to run into 1207, 1210 at the most. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. Last but not least, let's take a look at oil. Oil following through to the downside. You can see it right here. 7 o'clock came in, and for 2 continuous hours, we're having downside price action, continuation of continuation of last week's sell. So far we're having resistance at this $49 area. $49 area is a lot of resistance for price action. For those of you that were earlier in front of the computers, this would have been a sell, being a minor resistance area, and the first target would have been $48, and obviously the next target is going to be $47.50 and $47. Room to run all the way into $46. Okay, $46.10. That's going to be the next target area for oil at this point. And I just want to mention very quickly, silver. We were looking at silver yesterday. We actually had a trade long in silver over 1703. It never triggered for us the 1703 area, so we canceled the trade. However, it remains in this sideways, and I pretty much like silver throughout the day today, and I'm going to be watching it along with gold. I think they have more potential to more directional bias than anything else. So I think that as long as we hold support here at 1690, we're going to try to attempt to break out these highs. And if we fall below these 1690, this is actually 1690 area, we can look for more downside. And the downside can come into 1685, and it has room to fall into 1663. All right, thanks so much, guys. I hope you all have a very profitable trading day. Remember that next week we're starting our Power Income Day Trading Futures class. It is a 10-day event, and the seminar will be from the 20th to the 24th. Will be every night from 5:30 p.m. From 5 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then from the 27th of March to the 31st of March, 5-day continuous trading with me, and you also get access to all the classes that have been recorded, manual, etc. And also you get access, 30-day access to the swing, to the day trading and swing trading futures signal service. If you wish to find out more details, you can visit our website, which is tradeoutloud.com/futures. Or if you would like to sign up, interested in more about this class or the class curriculum, feel free to email me at info@tradeoutloud.com. Hope you all have a very profitable trading day. See you tomorrow.